Hey, what's going on, day ones? This podcast is brought to you by a couple of phenomenal sponsors. First up, we got Rose Vogue Stylings. Ladies, are you in the market for a new purse? What about a new swimsuit? What about some earrings? The folks over at Rose Vogue Stylings, they got you covered. Please go to rosevoguestyling.com. And while you're on the website, please enter in that promo code late night. You want to make sure you're getting all of those amazing discounts. Also, if you are in the market for a lovely timepiece such as the one that I am wearing, please go to blackwatches.com. That is BLAK watches.com and enter in that promo code late night W8 to get another fantastic discount off of quality timepieces. Again, thank you to the folks over at Rose Vogue Stylings and those at Black Watches. Now to the show. You guys know what time it is. We are back for the episode of your favorite late night podcast that we sometimes shoot during the day. I am Nate Galloway.
And I am Adrian Brandyberg.
And this is Late Night with Nate and Adrian. You guys know what time it is. Adrian, we got the air horns for you. And the delayed bombs.
God. This guy here, I swear.
Nothing like a great delay. Shout out to the day ones. Like, subscribe on all of your MFN podcast platforms. Boogie! It's episode 177. How are you doing? How you feeling?
I cannot believe it's 177. We are really getting to it. I'm
Wrapping
just
it up.
Yeah, I'm proud of us. But how am I doing? I'm great. I'm a little colder than usual because AC on blast per usual, but I also have a heater. So I know I'm one of the crazy ones where people be like, wait a second. Especially up in the office. Like,
Yeah.
do you have your heat on? I was like, do you feel how cold it is?
Yeah, but you're kind of creating a weird Doppler effect. You got like a tornado going on.
Hey,
okay, so
I don't play that. That's just how I roll. But yeah, I'm doing well outside of my nails need to be done. I'm done with. This is a very random sidebar. I'm done with
like random
gel manicures on my hands because
gel or jail.
Gel, GEL, gel manicures on my hands. Look properly. I see all the ladies, or just people in general who put polish on their nails, getting really cool designs and stuff like that. And then I started doing it too because it's a process where it really doesn't chip. But this is the second time that I've gotten gel on my nails and they've chipped, and also it makes my nails like weaker because they got to drill down to get the
a little nail
to get the polish off. And if anyone knows me, I've been so gelless, polishless for years on end until recently. So I think I'm gonna go back to what I know best, just because it's fucking up my nails. So
question. So is there like a no chip policy? Because if you get in like no chip gel and it chips, what is the return? Is it like 7 days? Is it 48 hours? Like,
great question. I'm not sure because I guess I should preface this. I get my nails done maybe like once a month. once a month, maybe once every month and a half, partly because hey man, they charging an arm and a leg for these basic. I was like, there are times where I'm like, I just want one color, and it's not even a color. It's like, can I get nude or transparent pink? You know what I'm saying? Just so you can get an overlay over my nails. They're like $80.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the accent. I'm not gonna do the voice. I was thinking about it though. My mind was like,
Oh
"You
yeah,
do the
we're
voice."
not doing
And I
that.
was
We're
like,
not
"No,
doing it
brother,
around
we're
here.
not doing the
We're not
voice."
doing it.
But yeah, I feel like they probably would be like, you should come in here like every 2 weeks.
Right,
They're
right.
probably the ones that scold you. Like, like when you go to pedicure and they're like,
Yeah,
yo, you need to be coming in here more
yeah,
frequently. I feel like that's what they say to you. Also, I feel like they're judging you because you only get one color, and
yeah.
they're probably so used to doing like multiple colors on the
Designs and
nails
all this
or
other
like
stuff.
mixed match for the toes, and then
Yeah,
the nails are different, and they're just like, you're so basic.
I
They're
am.
probably like, why am I wasting my manicure
Because
pedicure
you're not getting that
talents
money, which I
on
get
you?
it. I get it. I understand. But guess what? I'm gonna be basic. You're not about to catch me. And I don't want to be that person, but like my hands are being filmed at times, and I can't be that person where people are like, yeah, can you take that off or can you change it to nude? Most of the time, people want nude. They just started, letting folks thinking it's cute with different colors. I don't want to take that. If it means me messing up a deal because of my nails that I just spent money on, I don't need these nails.
You know what, Boogie? See, you should have just led with that from the beginning, Boogie.
Okay.
You out here making the day ones, and
Oh,
you basic.
all right.
No. So you got to go up in there and you got to be like, look, Chief, these are actress hands.
I don't want to.
You see these
I
hands?
don't like being that person. Like
No,
I
Boogie.
I'm a hand model.
Boogie.
I no.
Lean into it, flex on them. You gotta be like,
I
these
guess.
are booked and beautiful hands. You see these hands?
All right.
Powder pink. That's how
Uh,
you gotta do it. Nude.
all right. All right. Well, outside of that, I'm Gucci. Things are happening. Summer is summering. We about to what is it? Prosper around this place. You know what I'm saying?
Prosper, perspire.
I was about to
We
say
doing both.
perspire. You know what I'm saying?
We prospered as we
No,
perspire.
you know what it is. When I film, I'm facing a window, so when I see people walking, I'm seeing people walking. So I'm like, oh, perspire.
It's like,
This man is sweating up down down here, boy.
as
So
I'm in
yeah,
this air conditioned apartment, I'm seeing him perspiring
I know. Look at
and
me.
prospering.
Oh God, I know. Very elitist behavior, but no. But how are you doing? How have you been this week?
It's not really elitist behavior, but it just
I
means
know regular
pay
basic
your electric
necessities.
bills on
Right.
time.
All right. Let me stop. All right. Let me hold on.
But also, shout out to y'all because I heard some spots of the East Coast, they ain't got the ACs ain't working because the grid went out.
Mm,
So this is some folks being cooked. So shout out to y'all for y'all's grid working.
yeah, I will say. I've been seeing people going a little too extreme with the AC. Like I've been seeing ACs on ACs and
The AC's
units.
like, God damn, turn it down. I
Let me
can't.
take a break. Let me get a break around here.
AC, like, it's only been like 2 days of summer.
I know. If you really take it into, perspective, it's been maybe a week. Granted, we did
Yeah.
have that heat wave last week, but hey man, either y'all gonna complain about cold, it being too cold, or y'all gonna complain about it being too hot. So
I saw someone say, I'm gonna do both. As long as I'm alive, I'm gonna do both. I'm
I
gonna
feel you.
complain about it being cold,
Hey
and
man,
I'm gonna
lean into it.
complain about it being hot. I mean,
Lean into
hey, I
it.
feel like those are the joys of being an adult. Because as a little kid, like,
Yeah.
it's hot. Shut up. You don't pay no bills. You don't get to complain. It's
Okay.
cold. Shut up. You don't pay no bills. But with us as adults, it's hot. It's
Yeah.
cold. You have the right to complain.
I think that's what it is. It's a reminder, like, you pay these bills. So
Pretty much.
go ahead. You're allowed. Go ahead.
Yeah, not only that, but it's just like, hey, Mother Nature, like I know we be pissing you off. I know the plastics in the ocean. I know all the chemtrails in the sky. I know, I get it. We're pissing you off, but you don't gotta cook us just yet. You could wait till like maybe August, late July. Turn the heat up then, but not the first 2-3 days of summer. Summer was just like y'all getting hell.
Yeah, because they trying to kick us ass out. That's what it is. The
And for
earth
all
is really like, hey man, what can we do to really irritate these mofos?
and for all you people who don't believe in climate change, y'all kids are cooked. Y'all kids are cooked.
Literally.
Oh man.
No, but what's been up with you though?
Man, I have been according to my mother, I have been not answering her calls.
What?
I have
Blasphemy.
been, yeah, I've been like the worst son ever. My dad was like, oh my God, she has just been like spiraling if she cannot hear from
Oh
you,
God.
her sister, or the grandson. And I was like,
Hmm.
yo, I was in Chicago. I let you know what was going on. I even called you and was like, yeah, I made it safely to Chicago. Not only that, I feel like my mom, maybe just moms in general, maybe even dads if you have that relationship with your pops. I feel like their calendar of when they talk to you is not the same.
Way different.
Because I was like, I let you know when I got here. I talked to you on Wednesday, or no, Tuesday, which I got there on Monday. So that's 2 days in a row. Talk to you,
That's a
briefly.
lot. I ain't gonna
You
lie to
know, then I talked to her on Wednesday. You was kind of asleep because you had went to the doctor. I was like, okay, cool, just checked up on you. Didn't talk to you on Thursday. I was knocked out on Friday. Didn't answer the phone. She was, like, what's going on? You know, Saturday comes around, which was yesterday, and I was like, hey, what's up? And she was like, yo, if you did not answer this phone, I was going to get in
you.
the truck and we was going to
God,
drive up there and see you. And I was like,
that's
we've
mother.
been talking.
Yeah.
What's going on? She's just like, I'm just concerned about you, son. And I was like, Mom, I'm an artist. I'm just out here living the artist life right now. There's nothing to be concerned about. I was in Chicago, in them streets, out here in your hometown, and it was hot, Boogie. Hot, hot, hot. Like everywhere was hot.
Here we
But
go.
it was one of them heats. It felt like New Orleans heat, Boogie. I've never been in Chicago to where I've had to do like a 2 outfit change or like a 2 shower days. I didn't really had to do a whole lot of those when I was living in Chicago. I had to this time I was in Chicago. I was like, what is going on? I picked the worst time to come to Chicago and I stayed downtown. So it was like in the midst of swelter.
Yeah,
It
it's a
was
hot pot.
just like, yeah, it literally was. It was like every bar brother had the sweat rag on deck. And it was like, I see you, player. I see you.
That is definitely a universal thing for sure. I've seen that literally everywhere. It does not matter where we are. If it's hot outside and you see a bald man, oh, there's a towel somewhere lurking around.
Some variation, long, medium size,
Yeah.
or OG. You know the OG. They be like, what's my man, John Thompson, that big
Mhm.
ass towel that he had on his
Them
shoulder.
handkerchiefs they be putting on their hat,
Man,
they head, on top of a hat or something just to,
it
sop up the
was
sweat.
hot out there. I went on a food tour. When I say food tour, went to a couple of restaurants, but it was mostly DoorDash because that's how hot it was. It was just we DoorDashing all
Oh, you
the
didn't even
time.
get to experience Chicago. You just got to
I mean,
experience the
okay.
delicacies
I put it
inside
to you
your
like this,
hotel.
Boogie. You
Wow.
you already know, Boogie. I lived in Chicago for 12 plus years. I
Fair.
didn't
That
I didn't
is
experience.
you know, you know what
Yeah.
it is.
It
I
was
yeah, good point. Good
so
point.
I did go to, like, obviously there's places you do have to go to.
Yeah.
And okay, so let me go back. A couple of trash spots, okay? Manny's Deli, absolutely trash. Where
Of
do I
course
have
not.
Manny's Deli is just trash. That's what I want to that is what I want to say for Manny's Deli.
Oh.
That right there, just
Now
blah.
what makes a deli trash? Can we go to specific?
Okay. So let me ask you this, Boogie. When you order a Reuben, right? Do you like Reubens? What is a
I'll
Reuben?
do a Reuben
Okay.
just, from a time to time. I've done a Reuben.
Okay. So normally when you get your Reuben, is your cheese melted on your Reuben?
Normally, when I get a Reuben, I actually don't get cheese. But when I
Damn.
do get cheese, uh, yes, the cheese is supposed to be melted.
Okay. So let's just start there,
You're
Boogie.
like, you fucking this up right now. Like,
I was like, it's like when you on stage and you like, hey, Mister
hey, what's
Mister
your
Person,
name? Are you married? No, I'm not married.
like
Damn.
you married for the sake of this story.
Uh,
But my cheese was not melted, so let's just start there. And I was
okay,
just like, yo,
okay,
terrible.
okay.
Also
I don't know about that, but continue.
the meat wasn't seasoned. They were just
Okay,
like,
that's
yo,
where I'm look. That's what I was looking for.
it's
You
like
talking about my cheese? My cheese wasn't.
well, see,
Okay,
it's elements that all makes a
all
good
right.
sandwich.
Yes, it all adds up.
The
Yes,
accoutrements, the
yeah.
accoutrements.
But I bet you if you were there in person, the shit would
It,
have been
it
melted.
probably would have been. That's probably one of those things. You know, it was my fault, Boogie, because
Yeah.
my regular diner,
Okay.
11 City, they were closed. They closed at 3 o'clock.
Oh.
And that's
Okay. Why?
yeah,
See,
they
you
closed at
messing
3.
with the wrong diner. See, my favorite diner
Okay,
is
hit me with it.
Griddle. Is Griddle, and
Okay,
Griddle is 24 hours.
but wait, hold on. There's levels to the diners, Boogie.
Of
Is this
course.
like a Jewish diner, so you can go in there and get that, that
Oh, good point.
kosher,
Good point.
or is this like the eggs, the pancakes diner? What
Yes,
kind of
eggs,
diner is this?
pancakes, but you can also get sandwiches as well.
Okay. I might have to try that out because you know what?
Yeah,
I was looking
Griddle.
for the matzo ball soup. That's what I was really going for.
Oh, yeah, you gotta now.
You know,
Yeah, you gotta go to a real
that's
deli.
that's what I was trying to, but 11 they closed at 3. You know, the COVID
Oh,
hours
yeah,
kind of did them bad. So
yeah.
now it's just like we open early till 3. So I missed it. So I was like, you know what? Manny's. Everyone's like, yo, you in New York? Go to Cats. I don't know if that was a good New York accent, but they're like
Yikes.
Cats. So I was like, I'm gonna try Manny's.
Okay.
Garbage.
Oh,
Garbage.
okay.
The Thousand Island though.
Mm.
Chef's kiss. That was very good. But everything else, I was like, this is a trash ass
The
sandwich.
bread.
The bread, so I put on an onion roll. The onion roll was good. I try to switch it up. I switch it up sometimes. I was like, let me get
Hey
the onion roll.
man, see,
Onion roll.
these are all ingredients of a bad experience. You are going out of your way to try something new, but not only try something new from a different place, but you are switching up the original sandwich in itself, how it's supposed to be made and how it's supposed to be presented.
Okay.
So that's on you.
But hold
I'm
on,
not
hold on.
seeing anything.
But see, Boogie, is it really switching it up? If a Reuben is a Reuben, technically, they all are supposed to be the same. You could switch the bread up, but I'll throw you a little plot twist in here.
Okay.
Shlasky's Deli, they put them all on rolls. So I'm thinking the same thing. Okay,
I've seen it put it on rolls, but I'm just saying, if you go into a traditional deli,
this is true.
don't go outside the line.
Okay, so outside, you know what? When I was going through my bread choices, something was like, nah, man, just keep it on the regular rye or sourdough.
Yeah,
But I was feeling fancy. I was like, you know what?
and that's
Onion
your
roll that
problem.
hoe.
You know why? Because
Onion roll that hoe.
you know why? Because you a tourist now. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
You a tourist now.
Just last week, it was
That was
wait,
a
hold
tourist.
on.
Wait.
I'm a rebound. I'm a rebound. Hold on. Okay.
Okay.
I'll hold the tourist tag for a
I'm
hot
just
second.
saying, you sounding real touristy right now. You
Whoa.
really are. You really are.
Whoa. You just last week you was like, yo, you was over for more than 7 years. You were Chicagoan. So now I'm
Okay,
back to
but
being a tourist.
I'm just saying, you're giving green,
Okay,
very
look.
green, brand new tendencies. I'm just saying,
Okay.
you're trying a new spot. First of all, love, I'm not going to deter anybody from not trying a new spot. You should definitely try a new spot. But if you're on DoorDash and they say recommended, 100%, 100% rating, this is my favorite. You looking at the ratings and stuff like that, and you like, you know what? I'm gonna try this sandwich, but I'm gonna switch it up. You already asked.
Okay. Okay. So look, I will own the goofy tag there
Okay.
because I should not have switched up the onion roll.
Goofy.
However, I'm like not cats, but Manny's does have good ratings. I be
Okay.
seeing them all on the gram, so I was like,
Okay.
okay,
All right.
Chicago and other Other I've had Jewish people recommend Manny's to me, so I was like,
Okay.
okay, this is coming from straight from the source because I was recommended
Hey,
11
be easy,
City.
my guy.
I was
Be
recommended
easy.
11 City, so I
Okay.
was like, all right,
Go
cool.
ahead.
So let me see if I can redeem myself. So go on the little food tour, yada yada yada.
Mhm.
I decided to go to Chinatown. Right, I'm like, yo, gotta go to Chinatown.
Yeah, you
That,
did
that
tell me
just
you was going to Chinatown.
But what else did I tell you, Boogie? I was like, I think I'm gonna do something stupid. I was like, I'm want to test my inner Chicagoan. I was like, I'm gonna ride the red line. I
Ah,
was like, downtown
I do it all
park.
the time. Yeah, honestly, you've been in Chicago long enough. You know how to move on the train. You good. You Gucci. You good.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? You get right off at Chinatown, should be no issues. But then I was like, it's Chicago, nigga. I was like, and you know how the red line works. And it was also like 9:30. And I was like, you know what, bro?
PM?
Yeah, 9:30 p.m.
Oh,
I was like, I'm not gonna be a victim.
oh God. No, honestly, 10 o'clock is my cutoff when it comes to riding past.
Yeah,
Honestly, Roosevelt. Tell you the
yeah.
truth. Tell you the
Real
truth.
talk.
If you really want to be funky fresh, unless I'm meeting someone where I'm about to get off the train and meet someone there, yeah, you not about to catch me going past
Anything
Roosevelt
past downtown on the red line, you starting to get a little sketchy, my boy.
after
So I
10
was,
p.m. Now
yeah,
for real,
literally.
after 10 p.m. Real talk.
Literally, I was just like, nah, it gets the line, any of the lines, honestly.
Hey man, you
uh
was real
yeah, look,
brave in this mofo.
I was just like, look, we doing this, we out here in these
All right,
streets.
you full throttle with it.
Because you know what, walking around downtown is totally different
Oh,
than
absolutely.
walking around other places. Because I walk around downtown, I was like, I missed this, I missed this, I missed this.
Of course.
I was like, where are the niggas?
Yeah.
And then this African pulled up in a Ferrari, and I was like, okay, there's one nigga and a bunch of old niggas. And I was like, okay, cool. Where are the young niggas? And I was just like, it's downtown. Ain't gonna see many of them over
You
here.
can keep that.
Um,
I'm not a young nigga.
Chinatown was a dope experience. Never had hot
Cool.
pot before.
Oh
I've
yeah.
done other things over there, but I was like, you know what, hot pot? Let me gorge
Oh.
myself, And it was like the little conveyor belt. So I was like, yes,
Oh yeah.
this, and that. And it was to the point where I was like, you're gonna have to roll me up out of here.
Oh no.
I
Tell
got my
him
90 minutes worth, Boogie. It's 90 minutes, all you can eat. And I ate all I could,
you know that is the number one killer.
of
That
black people.
that in general.
Oh, okay.
All you can eat. When people hear that, I don't know what happens to their brains, but it does something. It triggers this idea of, well, I can eat it all.
But you know what? They did have some caveats though. They had a couple of
Okay.
caveats. And it's like, yo, it is all you can eat. But if you don't eat all you can,
You
we
can't
gonna
take that
charge
shit
you.
home.
We gonna charge you. So they
Oh.
was like, be mindful of, if you don't eat this, you gonna get charged. So I
Oh.
was also very mindful as I was on like my
Very
second
demure. Okay.
plate of fried rice. I was just like, yeah, let's just keep doing
That's
this.
how they get you. That filler right there. Eat more rice.
That and the drinks, Boogie. I was knocking back,
You was
them green
stocking up
peas.
and all the
Man, I was just, I'm two fisting it,
uh
out here. So,
yeah,
we progress, you know.
this man.
Hotel had a very nice bar. Very nice bar. I
Okay.
want to say it was on, I don't remember what floor it was on. It was high in the sky, Boogie. I
All
also was high in the sky too.
I was about to say.
We matched.
I was about to say. I'm feeling the theme here.
We matched. You know what I'm saying? We
Okay.
matched.
Okay.
And I was just like at the bar. I was like, garçon, garçon. He came over.
Oh God.
He was like, we like to drink. And I was just like, oh, let me back up. The complimentary breakfast, ass. Straight up, just ass. For this to be a restaurant, like a hotel downtown, I never had hard pancakes before, Boogie. And I don't mean crispy edges. I don't mean the crispy edges. I just mean they left them in that little container thing too long.
For some reason, you should have said, yeah, you should have led up with that. Because for some
I
reason,
should
I was
have.
like, thinking you was there for breakfast and dinner at Chinatown.
No, not Chinatown. I'm in the
I
hotel.
know, in the
Yeah.
hotel. All right.
But that's not where my Chinese food adventure stops there. So I'm at the bar. knocking them back, And I gotta say, the 60-minute IPA, boy, oh boy, when
Oh,
them things kick in, I had like 4 of them. No, I think 5. I lost count, Boogie. I lost count. Excuse me.
that all you can eat tag.
No, this was at the
I
hotel bar.
know.
This is
Oh,
at the hotel bar. This is another day. Because
okay.
I've been in Chicago for a couple days. So I'm at the hotel bar, just knocking them back. Just knocking them back, and I'm just like, "What's my tab?" And I'll see how my tab is like. What? It's not even that much. Give me another one. So it's like 6 of these IPAs, Boogie. These are the most heaviest things ever. I am coasting.
Oh,
Get a
God.
text message like, "Hey, yo, we about to go to 3 Dots on the Dash." I was like, "Oh, 3 Dots on the Dash," and you know how I love that spot, Boogie.
Everybody loves that little
I got the perfect
tiki.
shirt to be in there.
Oh God.
Just I'm in my tiki shirt era now. Just I'm in that old nigga tiki shirt era. Just is what we do. So I'm knocking these back, right? End up getting some Heralds, and that's where the night ended. Because Harold's and the IPAs, I was like, I'm not going anywhere. Wake up the next day, go over to Emerald Park, has some delicious Chinese food, running it back on the Chinese at New Star. Those of you know, if you know, you know. That's what I was doing, Boogie. Chicago was great. Nothing owes me. They don't owe me anything. Love
Okay.
Chicago.
I'm happy to hear that.
It was fan MF fantastic. Speaking of fans, Boogie, we were talking about fans, because you brought up fans and walking, and I thought that was hilarious. Because for whatever reason, your body temperatures don't be regulating heat like the rest of us. You just be out here thinking it ain't like what it is. So can you go into
Elaborate. Yeah, you
your
know what it
stance?
is? It's sometimes my body will not know when it's hot outside, and then sometimes my body will be like, "Yeah, we sweating today," and I had to just take it in and purchase an actual portable fan because the other day I was sweating, and I realized when I sweat, I'm a sweater. I am a sweater because most of the time my hair is down. I don't have a ponytail. I always have something around my arms, over my arms, because I don't like shit touching my arms. I'm, a house cat. I always tell people like I really don't like nobody touching me, or if I feel a leaf, bug, fly, whatever have you, is on and popping. I will go inside. But yeah, it there has been moments where for some reason I just walk out the house because I don't like carrying a whole bunch of stuff. Because when you're hot,
I get a fanny, or a little
yeah,
satchel.
and I so this is what the thing is. I have a fanny, and
Okay.
I'm very particular about the items that I put in said fanny. And
What are
sometimes,
the items?
okay, you gotta make sure you have mints. You have
Okay.
to make
Smart.
sure I depending on what side of the fanny is, I'll take out an ID and a card versus
Okay.
bringing my little card wallet.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Um, but yeah, I always bring mints. I always bring pack of tissues. I
Gotta have
always
those.
bring I always bring some hand lotion always because I'm
Sanitizer,
a hand washer.
gotta.
Yeah, I'm a hand washer, and I always bring like some gloss of some sort, some
Gotta,
gloss of some
keep
sort,
them popping. I got
and
you.
then I always bring my portable charger.
Makes sense. Gotta,
That's
make
that's
sure you
really it.
charge.
That's really what
Okay.
my
I
bag
feel
is.
that. I feel that.
So yeah, so sometimes I just be forgetting about the whole process of a fan. But recently, because of these 90-degree weather temperature, my body has decided to begin to perspire a little bit more than some. So
So is this the boots on the ground? Are you black, black, black? Or is it just like the battery powered portable fan? Which fan are you doing?
oh, that's a good question. Just a portable little mini fan that you hold and
Oh, you can turn on and off. Okay.
yeah.
You are technology. You not blap blap in people's ears.
Oh, I wish I would. I can't because where are you storing that? You're
I mean,
holding
they're not
it
like really
everywhere.
that big though. They fold down. I mean,
Yeah, they fold down and then they're long. So where are you putting it? My bags aren't that
oh
big.
yeah, I guess if your
So
bag ain't that big, I mean, your pockets. Plus it's in your
yeah,
hand
you
because you
ain't
gotta
doing
you gotta
that.
You got to
I
make
ain't
sure you're
doing
cool.
I
So
don't want nothing in my pockets.
you know.
I don't want nothing on my jacket or shirt or whatever have you. If it ain't fitting in my fanny, it's going somewhere else. So
Can we talk about this real quick? We'll get the show started. Like the blah blah blah. Like I'm all for you having your fans, but can you just not blah 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 in people's ears? Like, can we just not do that? There's got to be like a blap zone. This is the blap zone. This is the non-blap zone. If you want to blap blap blap, go over there. Can we just all agree with that?
I've never had that problem. So
Damn,
that's
Boogie, you don't be around annoying ass niggas enough.
I guess so.
Oh
I'm
man.
usually the annoying one. So
So you're the black nigga.
no, I don't have a fan. So I'm just saying.
If you had one, you'd be blap, blap,
No, I
blap.
wouldn't.
Clip it. I know you're ready, Boogie, because you're like, yo, you were in my city, Nate. Nothing could have grinded your gears. You're wrong, Boogie. My
Oh,
gears were grinded. And that
You know
brings
what
us
really
to
grinds my gears?
the grinding of Nate's gears, because nothing ever pisses Boogie off. Um, you know, I will say this. Angel Soft ain't soft, Boogie. Angel Soft ain't soft. They need to change their name to Satan Soft. Like, just go ahead and just change it to Satan Soft, because there
oh
is
God.
nothing soft about it. They can have all little cute little babies
What happened to
in the
your tissue?
commercials. There is nothing soft about Angel Soft at all. Because the hotels, they try to save money, being cheap and everything. And it is like, yo, as much as money as people are spending in these hotels and stuff, get better toilet paper. Get Cottonelle, get Charmin, something soft, because that stuff is not soft. And you know what it causes? It causes people to, like, get hair bumps and stuff. And I had a hair bump, TMI, but it was like in the crack. That's where the hair bump was. And it's like so awkward to sit, and I want to file like a class action lawsuit against Angel Soft, because you caused the hair bump to be
Inflamed.
in probably one of the worst areas to ever have a hair bump at. And, I thought I had a hemorrhoid, so I went out here and I bought like preparation H and everything, because I was like, oh, this got to be a hemorrhoid, not realizing that hemorrhoids are actually
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
around the balloon knot.
Sphinx, if you will.
Yeah. Hair bumps, are on the outer area. So I was like, oh, damn, hemorrhoids don't appear here. So I was like, this is a hair bump. And it was just like the worst possible pain. So, Angel Soft, F you, just middle finger.
How do you know it was Angel Soft, though?
I'm just a timeline. Sometimes you got to do a timeline of some of these events here, Boogie. And I'm just going to say Angel Soft, F you guys. This is a twofer of the grinding of the gears. I missed trash day, Boogie, because I was in Chicago, and people gotta take the trash out. It is the worst possible smell, especially with this heat wave, Boogie. I opened up the garage. I was like, oh my God, is that a dead body? What the heck is that? And I looked over and I was like, you forgot to set the trash out, bro. That little meat juice, everything that was all up and just festering.
Simmering right there.
Festering. Flies just having a field day out here. I'm over here like trying to figure out what can get rid of flies. Cinnamon, cayenne, just throwing spices all over the dumpster, because it's just like, ugh.
Oh God.
I had to set that out, because I was like, I had the whole place just smelling like hot ass, and I'm just like, ugh. So now I'm sitting outside and I'm like, trash people, please pick this stuff up. So that's what it's just been grinding my gears. But you know what, Boogie? Let's keep this thing rolling to things that are going to be, so much happier. Let's tip our hat.
I'm tipping my hat
to people who are doing things who are dope in the community. Who are you tipping to this week, Boogie?
My tipping is going out to Red Lobster. The lobsters. They if people don't know, they recently filed for bankruptcy and then they came back with a vengeance. They
Don't call it a comeback.
Right. They hired CEO, a black CEO, by the way.
Show the shirt, Boogie. Yeah. Show the shirt.
Black Okay. Black. CEO Damalo. Um, gonna really
Yeah,
butcher his last name, but Damalo, that's
African.
all you need to know. Um,
He's African.
he decided to, really put his face face on the commercials. He's there, just letting people know, hey, back like never before. We're dropping seafood boil bags, sangria flights, $5 drinks, and people are showing up and showing out. So shout out to them. I hope they turn things around. And maybe you'll see me out there trying to get a little cheddar bay.
You know what he did? He's like, yo, I'm 35. We got to shake this up a little
Yeah,
bit. It's too much. It's too many old heads in here.
yeah.
He was like, let's bring the YNs, the YBs. Let's bring them
Oh,
all in here. What do they like? Crab boils. That's what
mm.
they like. $5 margs. So, it's a hit. He's 35 years old. He's like, yeah, we doing this. We
Right.
in here.
It's
Like,
looking like a hit. And I just love the fact that, they've interviewed him and he said, we are removing all you can eat shrimp. And I was like, thank you. This is what's messing y'all up. All this all you can eat, as you can hear from Nate's point of view, y'all are destroying businesses left and right with the all you can eats.
Okay, I feel like you got to still keep the all you can eat shrimp. Shrimp Fest, you got to keep Shrimp Fest, Lobster
Of course,
Fest.
Shrimp Fest.
Just don't have it as wait, were they two separate things? Wait, because I don't go to Lobster often. So were they having all you can eat and Shrimp Fest?
I
Because
don't
that's
know,
stupid.
but I remember seeing an interview saying that he's like, we're getting rid of all you can eat shrimp. I was like, about time. That's y'all. People are really eating away restaurants right now, businesses right now. So
Life is hard, boogie. Ain't shit else to do but to eat.
yeah, y'all
I
about to
feel
drown
like
yourself.
if the unlimited shrimp is on the menu, I get rid of that. You should only have unlimited shrimp during Shrimp Fest. That's the only time you should get unlimited shrimp. Any
Yeah,
other time you want extra shrimp, order that Admiral's Feast, my boy. That's
yeah,
what you got to do. You know.
yeah. What you got for your tipping?
My tipping is going to everyone at Ironheart. Phenomenal show. It is number one
Whoa, it is.
on Disney Plus. Yes, it just became the number one streamed show
Wow.
on Disney Plus in the States. Let's
Oh
clarify
man.
that. So for all you jackasses, and when I say jackasses,
Oh,
I
all right.
really mean cracker ass cracker. To all of you guys
Oh,
who were on there just hate reviewing before the show came out, you guys were just leaving video after blah, and some of the most stereotypical takes,
oh,
not
was it?
even funny. Like, you guys, first of all, you shouldn't be racist at all. But if you're going to be racist, be
Mm,
funny with the racism.
yeah,
You guys weren't even doing that. You guys were just saying jokes that we done already heard like a million times over. It's just like, come on, get better material. They were definitely trying to shit on this, and in true fashion,
wow.
black folks showed up and showed out. We done tuned
Per
in.
use, as
Not
they do.
only to just support, because we're gonna support, but the writing is phenomenal. The
Yeah,
graphic, everything is dope about this show. And
yeah.
it really warmed my heart because it was so Chicago.
I was
Everything.
just
I
about
was
to
like,
say, it really is Chicago. I've seen a lot
yep,
of Chicago references, Chicago. I haven't seen it yet, but I do know people that are part of the production. Shout out to Sam Bailey, Natasha Forenzia, um, Sonia Dennis. She's on there as a character as well. Yeah, man, that's sad to hear about. People really trying to block
yeah,
out
man.
people's blessings when Robert Downey came out and was like, yeah, this is it right here, gave him his sign of approval right
Yeah,
there.
see, he called I forget her name, the actress that plays Riri, but he called her when the show dropped, and I was like, man, they are doing numbers to the point where everyone is so excited for the next episode. I've seen people who were the only people that were really upset was like, why don't you give us all the episodes? That
Uh,
sort of thing, because it is a weekly rollout. And I was, I get it, y'all. I get it. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. Just keep tuning in weekly. It's definitely one of those ones where I'm like, 6 episodes. I could see another season coming, and maybe another. Marvel, they know what they're doing. You know what they're doing. So all you white boys, get the fuck back.
okay.
Guards Grill.
Oh
That
god.
was very ludicrous-esque.
Right. The fuck?
Clip that.
This guy here.
It's the shades, Boogie. When the shades are on, 2 weeks in a row.
You do look like a assistant coach right there. He's about to do something real shiesty.
Defense, get in there.
Right.
Oh man, let's keep this thing on rolling. But you know what time it is. All right, it's time for the news you can or cannot use. The first dump in the Rest in Power. RIP to the legendary group founder of the Whispers, Walter Scott. He went to the upper room. Rest in Power, twin. Boogie, what's your favorite Whisper song?
Great question
So
that
many.
you're putting me on blast.
Let's see if we know your black knowledge.
No, because I also don't remember which one. I always get the groups mixed up.
Okay, just throw it out. Let's see if you're correct.
Okay. Who sings "It Was Just My Imagination"?
Temptations.
Damn. Okay. I don't know. Give me a. I know the whispers when I hear them. Oh yeah, love. Yeah. Look at me. I don't listen.
And the beat goes on.
Yep, I remember that. Yes.
Oh, what's the other one?
Oh no.
Lost and Turned.
Oh yeah.
Which is one of those songs which is like, yo, this song is so sad. Why are y'all niggas booty bouncing to this on Soul Trade?
It's a lot of songs like that where I'm just like, I'm not dancing to this.
What would you do if your son was at home? Right.
All right.
Hungry. It's one of those.
I would actually go get help and seek shelter.
It's
Go
like,
to a
well,
shelter.
would you, Boogie? Maybe she did go seek help and shelter, and they was like, nah, get your ass up out of here. So she did have to strip. Maybe she did seek help.
Hey man.
Sometimes you got to fill them holes in them storylines.
Yeah. Anyway.
But anyways, rest in power.
This guy here,
Walter Scott. All right, first up on the news you can or cannot use. This has been a story that has captivated our hearts, and minds for quite some time. There were 10, and then there was one. Antoine Massey has been captured. He spent 6 weeks on the run. If you were one of those people who had, what was my man's name? Derek. I'm gonna pull him
he's
up right
still
now.
out.
Yeah, Derek is still out there. I don't know what Derek's last name is. Doesn't matter. But if you had money on Derek, he is still out there. Hopefully Derek's not on social media, because Antoine was on social media. Antoine, when he got out, he was pleading his case. And it's like, bruh, don't you have a lawyer? Like, come on, man. It says that 33-year-old New Orleans escapee, he was found on Stroley's Street after Crime Stoppers received a tip. Looks like this is 4 blocks away from the prison. So this just lets me know we have a plan.
Wow.
We had no plan.
So he was hovering, waiting to go back.
I mean, pretty much. This is kind of one of those things where it's just like, if you don't have any money or a plan, you're not really gonna get far. I'm just kind of wondering, like, whoever's home you were in making the videos, why they didn't just get you out. If you were there long enough, how come it couldn't have been something like, I'm gonna get in this trunk, put like, some blankets or something over me. We're just gonna ride you to South Carolina or something. I don't know. I'm also a civilian, so I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know either. Speaking to someone that chooses not to do anything reckless or careless as far as breaking the rules, I I would have probably gotten as far as possible. But even with little to no resources, it doesn't take much for you to get a train, bus ticket and getting the hell out of here. To me, the number one, I think the number one thing that messed him up was actually going on social media. If he would have just stayed quiet and stayed under the mattress or in the basement of whoever place they was at, he would have been cool. Pretty much would have rode this out until they forgot about him. But one thing about one thing about them prison systems, they're not gonna forget about you because that is a check for them. So
Yeah, man. The law is never gonna stop. I
yeah,
agree with you though. He could have been in someone's basement chilling. Like honestly, they would have forgot about you to a degree because it's like we
to
don't
a
know.
degree,
They
yeah.
don't know where you're at. They didn't know where you were at for 6. This also is like y'all are like some of the dumbest police officers because my man was within a 4-block radius.
Yeah,
You guys are fucking idiots. Um, Derek, just again, I'm a civilian. I
yeah,
also don't know what he did. So if you did something really heinous, I'm like they gotta find you. You know what I'm saying? But if you out there laying low, just keep laying low. Don't be on the internet. Derek also kind of favors a woman, so if he put on a wig and some makeup, your
yeah.
buddy could hop state lines.
I mean,
Um,
these are basic things. Antoine could have cut his hair. He could have put a little makeup on his tattoos, but he chooses to be himself. And when you are a thug and you want to be fully thug worthy, you get thug worthy consequences. So they caught
I
your
had Antoine being caught first. I was like, with those chest piece tattoos on your face,
yeah,
uh, you know, you're gonna be caught first.
which
But
is very ironic for him to have those chess pieces. My man, you playing chess, but those aren't chess moves. What you're doing here?
playing checkers, check and mate. You know,
This nigga playing goldfish.
it's just one of those things. Also,
Yeah,
it's just like, tattoo artists, y'all gotta have a line, man. Y'all gotta have a line of just being like, we're not gonna do this.
yeah, but
All my
if
tattoos.
I feel like his tattoo artist was like, no, I don't think that's a good move, and he was like, hey man, what I say? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I like your theory, Boogie, because I feel like tattoo artists are probably really sensible, but
Yeah,
you're gonna put some stupid shit somewhere when someone got a gun to you. So I
yeah,
just feel like I agree with you.
okay.
Good luck. You know, topic number 2 has been blowing up. The internet, kind of going viral. Miami.
Talk about it.
A lot of people are getting upset, for things that we have known about Miami for years. Their colorists, they don't like fat people, don't like broke people. But now, all of a sudden, because of the invention of the internet, we're seeing an influx of these people continuing to go to Miami
Mm.
and continuing to be shunned at the door. So, Boogie, how do you feel about this new trend of people getting turned away at the door in Miami?
I don't think it's a new trend.
It's not a
This
trend.
has been Miami has been very consistent on what they want
It
and what
has.
they don't want. We talked about this, pre production. Miami and LA are very similar to themselves, to each other, partly because
Yep.
that's where all the good looking, quote unquote, aesthetically good looking people are. And when you go to establishments and, especially on South Beach, they expect you, and I should clarify, South Beach clubs, because South Beach restaurants and beaches, that is a whole different story. But when you are going to
$25 for an omelet.
right, when you go when you're going to what they say, quote unquote, the the places where you need to be, where you need to be seen and heard and all this other stuff, the who's if you will, those security guards, they've been told this is the look that we want in our clubs, in our establishments. These are the areas of sizes where it's appropriate for the women and for the men. Like, don't get it twisted. This
Literally
is for
the
both.
men too.
They will kick both of y'all out. And I said this earlier. I said this earlier. If you're not fine, get to the back of the line.
To the back of the bus.
Unless you coming out with the coins that you need for them to disregard how you look. Hey man, you SOL.
It's it's like on Knocked Up. That scene when Craig Robinson did not let them into the club. That's what it's like in Miami and LA. Just not as funny. Like, they're not gonna be joking with you.
Nope.
And what's even crazier is half the niggas at the door, they wouldn't even be allowed to get in there. It's like, hey man, I can't even get in here either. That's why I'm at the door.
Right.
That's why I'm the doorman, because they won't let me inside.
Right. That's my end.
Right. It's one of those things where it's like, yo, just stop going to Miami, man. There's other party places that you can go to, and they'll let you in. Half the tickets that y'all pay to go to Miami, that's a Turks and Caicos trip. That's a Greek trip. There's a lot of places that y'all can go that are better than Miami. It is what it is. Miami and LA are also places where it's like, you know what it is, Boogie? People's heads are gassed. So this is not just women, it's men too, where you're thinking that you are like 8, 9, or 10 in your city. And you get to Miami and LA and you find out you're like a 4. You're a 5. And it is so soul crushing.
Yeah, you're definitely humbled.
And Nebraska 8, 9, and 10 is not that. Oof. In Miami and fucking LA, it's just not.
I'm always surprised and curious with folks, like, because even when if you're self-aware and you know that, I'm decent, you know what I'm saying, but I know I ain't drop dead out here. I think people also want to be around those drop dead gorgeous people. You know what I mean?
They're not about to be like, hey, you cute too.
Here's a glass of champagne. I don't know. Maybe a rub off on them. I don't know. When I go to Miami, there are times when I go to Miami and I go there for specific reasons. I know what to expect. I know what to look for. I know what to do when I'm in Miami.
But also, Boogie.
All right.
You're not getting turned down the door.
All right.
You're not getting turned down at the door, Boogie.
But
Keep it a buck.
Okay.
Keep it a buck.
Okay. But I'm not going to those clubs because I don't like that look. If I don't have a table, why am I going to be around regular, other good looking
pores?
I'm just saying, for Miami. I'm just saying.
Boogie out here like, I need a table.
No,
I'm not a standing ass nigga.
No, come on, stop. I'm just saying. Listen. You've definitely experienced this, going to Miami when you were in college versus going to Miami as an adult. You start to realize that when you were in college, you get to accept a lot of things. Oh, of course, I'll be standing up. Of course, I don't care. I'll stand by the bar. Somebody will buy me a drink. I'm cute or whatever have you. But when you are outside of college and you're an adult and you've lived,
them 30+ knees.
Right. The knees are starting to put that reality back into your brain. You know,
ankles is like, hey, yo, we got to have a seat.
What are we doing here? Who are you trying to meet right now?
It's like you said, Boogie. These are good looking people. You're just not Miami good looking.
Yeah.
You just got to understand that.
Yeah.
Go to Tulum.
Yeah.
Just switch it up. Switch it up. You know what you should also do? Take a cruise. There's a lot of ugly ass people on cruises.
Hey,
so you want to feel like you
never
a 10,
catch me.
You
will never catch me on a cruise. I'm sorry.
Chirp, chirp, cheep, cheep, chirp, chirp, cheep, cheep, chirp, chirp, cheep, cheep. You hear that, Boogie? That's topic number 3. This topic is for the birds. B. Simone has been in the news for stupidity, which I feel like is why she's always in the news. A couple clips came out about friendships and shopping. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Being a best friend with a celebrity, everybody thinks that, oh, because you're connected to this person, then your life is just as grand as theirs, or you got
it, or they helping you.
Baby, didn't have a job, living with my parents, a single mom. All this happened to me this past year.
Jesus.
And then it's like to not have resentment in my heart towards you because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody to help them through whatever they went through.
Damn.
And it's like, God, like
That's
nobody
crazy.
didn't give me a handout. But guess what? That wasn't your responsibility. God had to take me through that for my own season, for my own thing. I had to get my car repossessed.
Jesus.
I had to go through the food stamps line. I had to be on Medicaid because whatever I'm building my story too. But it's like, as a friend somebody who has it,
Nothing like a testimony.
it's hard to digest. They're probably shocked that I'm even saying this right now.
Yikes. And then the other clip.
Just my finances.
Mm-hmm.
Like the budgeting. You see how I am nitpicking every little thing. I've never been like that. Mm-hmm. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah.
Like I notice it in me now, just nitpicking. And it's not even, I just don't have it like to spend the liquid.
Yeah.
I'm used to having liquid. I'm used to seeing a certain amount in my account. But
gosh. All right. Well.
Hold on, Boogie. I got you. We'll start it off with this.
Double homicide.
All right. So now that we've gotten that out the way, I'll let you go first, Boogie. You've had more experience with girl relationships, girl friendships, lady friendships, however you want to call that. So let you go first. Friends, how many of us have them?
Hey, with a friend like B. Simone. No. I don't know. The first clip when her friend was just explaining her, trials and tribulations. I understand the idea of not sharing with friends, the state of where you are currently because of embarrassment. But if you are homeless, if you are XYZ down to the gutter and you're not reaching out for help, what's the whole point of you being a friend, being with a friend? I don't care who that friend is. B. Simone's response of just like Jesus is really, to me, is really passive and just like, it's very concerning. Just because regardless of the fact that you've been through this, I would have been like, hey, where are you now right now? Like, where are you currently? Like, how are you feeling now? How can I help you now? What do you need for me to support you right now? Because apparently the second clip, she's struggling and she's doing going to have to go to H&M, nitpicking and whatnot, but she just wrote a check apparently to another friend just to help them out. And my whole point, I understand a rich person always being like, damn, I'm always getting hit left and right with people asking me for this and asking me for that. And that's probably what the friend thought, was like, damn, I bet you she getting hit over the head with requests
left and
for money.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But I ain't got nothing right now. Like, this is the, the bottom of the bottom. I don't know. Like, I think it's a hard place to be in when you're with a celebrity. And can I just say, that's really what's throwing me off.
The celebrity part.
And I don't want to be that person because yes, she is known, but she is not a massive celebrity. Yes, she is a celebrity. I know B. Simone has more money than I do, but I know she ain't got.
That don't mean anything.
Money. You know what I'm saying? My whole point, the whole point of me saying this is I know she's probably living well, but all of that is fake. It's all for
Oh yeah, for
the
sure.
camera. And if you are not in tune with your finances, regardless of how much money you are making, you gonna always be poor, my guy.
You are definitely not lying in that regard at all. So you was, let me be politically correct as I not call you a celebrity. No, I think you are 1,000% right. It's kind of like we were talking about every comic. I gotta have a special ain't special no more, and everyone's not a celebrity. I think there are tiers
of course
to celebrity. Some of these internet people are really finding out where their celebrity lies.
Real life.
I think Kevin Samuels has said it. I don't quote him often or at all. But he was like, B. Simone is one of those ones where you're just like one, issue, one accident away from not being here, and I was like, God damn, he's kind of right, because you don't do anything. You're not talented when it comes to anything. You have stole a book. You have stole people's jokes. You and I both know the comedian that she stole the jokes from. It's just countless time and time again. You are a grifter. Now you're using Jesus as the grift because we saw you in that business suit skirt thing, whatever that was. And it's just crazy that, like, we talked to people always, like with the pretty people always want to be close or adjacent to things. That's what this is. People want to be adjacent to dummies like B. Simone. And that's why they're paying to be her friend, paying to let you DM me or those stupid ass subscriptions. People want to be around celebrities.
Yeah.
And social media has also amplified that, where everyone has main character energy now. That's what this is. And it's just like, some of you niggas just ain't that. Like, and I'm not trying to shit on people. It's just, read the goddamn room, yo. Everybody's struggling right now. But for you to be out here, the celebrity, giving money to other people who don't know you like that, to other celebrities or whatever, that's crazy when your homie's over here who is struggling. And I get it. A lot of people are prideful, but for the life of me, I don't think you don't know that your homie's not struggling. Have you not talked to your homie? This is not the first time you were hearing about this incident or heard about that incident. The only level of grace that can be given here is if it's a situation where it's like, yo, I done cast you out before.
Right.
And like you said, Boogie, you're just bad with money, those types of things. That would be an issue where it's like, hey, I can't keep bailing you out.
Yep.
However, in that instance, if I see that you in the WIC line, you got to move back in with your mom and dad, your car's about to get repossessed, that's when this is the last, bro, or sis, I can't bail you. That would be the last of that.
Yeah.
To sit there and hear her be like, maybe I needed my car to, that's crazy talk. And I'm one of those people, I don't believe God brings that type of harm to people. Why the hell would God want you to go through that when he has someone here who could take you through it? Don't get me that preaching. I just don't understand that.
It's weird. I didn't watch the whole thing. We are definitely pulling
clips
from the clips. We're definitely pulling from the clips. But just from what I've seen so far, it kind of feels like, because I also watched a clip where she asked her friend whether or not B. Simone is a good friend or not. And B. Simone said, yeah, I think I'm a good friend. I take really much take account of like what's going on and check in and, really self-aware. And then she was like, I really shouldn't be answering that. I should be asking you whether or not I'm a good friend. That's what B. Simone said.
I feel like we know the answer to that. No, you're not, because if you were a good friend, you wouldn't let your good friends out here. But also, let's rewind that tape. Remember when she had a podcast with another friend that she fell out with?
Yikes.
It seems like all your friends you fall out with. So
common denominator.
It's you. It's just you. And it's just crazy to see people keep falling for the scams. The whole crying of I couldn't be in Bloomies anymore. A lot of people can't be in Bloomies. Even people that can afford Bloomies can't be in Bloomies.
I've been in Bloomies and I was like, let me go to Zara or something. Like I need to. This don't even make no sense.
It doesn't. Like some of the stuff in there, $200 for a tie, when I can just go to another store and I can find an equally just as nice tie for like $50.
Y'all
55?
living
It's
above your
insane.
means. That's what it is. Y'all
It's
living
insane.
above your needs.
And when the CEO of Bloomies was, he even remember when he came out, he
I
was like,
remember that.
we're trying to price y'all out. So they have already saying where they don't want certain people at. It's just like, I don't even want to be in places like it's crazy. And also, why are you in H&M? You shouldn't be in H&M. After they had the little monkey on the shirt, on the little black boy shirt, you shouldn't be in H&M. What are we doing here? Go to Forever 21.
Yeah.
Come on.
Forever 21 is done. There is no more.
Yeah, I'm old. Old Navy, The Gap, Macy's. It's tons of places you can go.
There are options.
just do better, man. Just do better. Let's keep this thing on rolling because niggas tripping. You know, B Simone, other niggas out here.
Oh God.
Who's tripping for you this week, Boogie?
Maya Niggs is tripping has got to go out to the technical team out in Houston.
Oh yeah.
Beyonce is on a tour right now. She is back in the States and she decided to kick off to return in her hometown of Houston. Show's going well. And all of a sudden, you know, during her song of 16 Carriages, she gets on a vehicle and they, you know, yes, and they ascend and bring her, you know, around the stadium. That's just her bit at that time for that particular song. With this particular show performance, the car ends up leaning to the side and Beyonce surprisingly continues to sing for about a minute or so. And then she realizes in her head while she's singing, like, fuck am I doing? So she literally goes on the mic and goes, stop. I would have stopped immediately once I seen that the car was not leveled. Why do y'all think that this is okay? That she was going to be stuck in the air, lopsided, like it was tipping on full foes, and think that she would finish the song that way? Y'all are mad. And I know somebody heard an earful at the end of that show.
Fired.
Fired, let go, whatever. Do you not understand? I think about when Chris Brown was flipping out in the air when they put
when he got stuck up there.
And he got stuck up there. I understand.
He kept singing though, right?
He kept singing as well. And I understand prior to the actual show, they're doing those checks, safety checks and whatnot. But if you see once the car is lifted, that is not leveled, that should have been your indicator to not continue to lift that mofo up. You know,
that was what I was thinking too.
Simple things. Y'all killing me here. Y'all killing me.
I got so many questions here because even looking at this picture, it's like, okay, so like she was sliding. So is it like, why is she not in the middle? Is it like she's in there and okay because it's leaning?
Yeah, she's supposed to be in the middle. She's supposed to be in the middle. She has a seatbelt on, holding the damn flag. Now she's holding the damn flag.
Oh, okay, I get it. She in the middle and holding the flag, so she kind of okay. I get it. Okay. Because I was like, why is she sliding? Okay. Also, because like you were saying, Boogie, they practice this. Why is there not something in that car to make sure that doesn't happen? Shouldn't there be like a stabilizer? Because I'm sure it has done that with like a fake Beyonce doll. They had it. Okay, let's test this. Okay, it's leaning. There's got to be a fail safe to make it not lean. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what's going on here? But also, though, Boogie, I was one of those people that was like, oh, she's just gonna sing through this until they get her down. I thought she was gonna continue. I was just like, oh, because we done seen the little frames almost clip her. We done seen her fall. We done seen the concerts keep going. So we done seen earrings get stuck, the wardrobes, and she kept singing. So I just thought this was the show must go on. I'm gonna get off this. I'm gonna cuss y'all afterwards.
Yeah, she definitely kept singing for a little bit, and then she realized after so much swaying in the damn car, I don't want to risk falling in the crowd. Granted, she did say, I will say, she did say, because she got back on the stage on the actual stage, and she
Okay.
said, "I want to thank y'all and for loving me, and if I ever fall, I know y'all catch me." Yeah, damn right, damn right.
That's how you get them. That's how you get them back.
Right.
That's how you get them. You get them back. You know what she should have did though.
What?
This is just what she should have did. She should have been like, stop. Now my prayer warriors. She should have had church right then and there. All them black folks that would have been up in there, man, the prayers would have went up. She should have just started singing Amazing Grace or something. Stop. And just led a prayer right then and there. That would have been just epic right there. But no, I'm definitely glad that I'm glad she's safe.
Same.
That's crazy.
Yo, Niggs.
My Niggas Tripping is going to Nickelodeon because they canceled The Tiny Chef, and did it in one of the worst ways. They just won like a childhood Emmy and everything, and they released a video. And for those who don't know what The Tiny Chef is, it's like a little.
What is The Tiny Chef? Can you give me a breakdown of it? Because I was looking for the picture and I was like, I don't know what it is.
So The Tiny Chef is like a little green Muppet type of chef, right? He just be cooking and it's like, just puppets or whatever. It is very relaxing. I thought it was a kid's show. I mean, it is on Nickelodeon, but one of my homies was like, nah, man, I be putting that shit on too. So who knew? When I fell into a rabbit hole of The Tiny Chef, it is so peaceful. It is just like, this is tranquil. Something to put on at night. And they had released this video of him getting a phone call, and it was like, yada, yada, yada. Thank you. We love what you've done. You're canceled. And he over here just talking in like the little chef, like, canceled. And he started crying. And it just broke all of our adult hearts. It's like, why would you announce a cancellation of a show like this? And Buddy was crying. Then he went to his bed and was kind of like depressed and sad. And it was just like, why would y'all do this to a kid's show? Why would you do this?
Okay.
It was just heartbreaking, Boogie. You know me. I'm the Grinch. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about nothing. Boogie, this just broke my heart. I was like, what are we doing here to the youth? And it broke a lot of other adults' hearts as well. They started like a GoFundMe and everything. They raised up to $80,000 for the production of A Tiny Chef. So hopefully they can get this like on YouTube. Maybe Netflix will pick it up, kind of what they did for Sesame Street, those types of things. Because the youths and adults, we need something. The world is crazy right now. It's bombs everywhere, just being all over the place, just bombs. So we need stuff like The Tiny Chef. Just help us out. Stop being jackasses, Nickelodeon. Don't cancel shows like that.
Okay, I finally found the Tiny Chef image that you put in, and I was not expecting that. I thought it was a little person, or just like a young child. I didn't realize that this was a Muppet. Okay, got it.
Yo, TLC's watching their new show coming out, The Tiny Chefs.
Yeah. I was not expecting that at all. So
clip that.
my bad.
Yo, that is hilarious as fuck. But yeah, Tiny Chef, like, yo, come on, man, do better. Let's get to the final topic and then we'll get up out of here.
It's the final topic. It's the final topic.
All right. AMC has decided to do something extremely stupid. It's not just AMC. It is all movie theaters. I have noticed this as I go to movies a lot. AMC is now announcing they're prominently displaying a notification that says there will be a 25 to 30 minute preview period before showtimes. So let me just rewind. Let me just break that
say
down.
that one more time. Yeah.
So now they're going to display, hey, there will now be an additional 25 to 30 minutes of previews. So, before when you go in there and you got to sit through all those ads and the previews, now you're going to still sit through all those ads, but then they're going to give you more previews. So if your movie starts at 7:00, it ain't going to start till 7:30 is essentially what they're saying. And I noticed this because I was like, why are there so many ads? And then we have previews now. Because they go through like that. Hi, I'm Melissa Milano and Pick'em Trivia, all that bullcrap that they do. Now they're doing that. Then they're showing all these ads of how you can come to the movie theater, have your party here. Yeah. You got to sit through them Chevy ads and more ads and more ads and DoorDash ads. And then you got to sit through 25, 30 minutes of previews. It is annoyingly frustrating for me, a person who, I get there because I like to see the previews, Boogie. And then I'm just like, hey, 7:00. Okay, cool. That's when it should start. It should start on time. 6:59, that's when that should be the cutoff point of Melissa Milano. And then at 7:00, get right to them previews. And then by like 7:15, this joint should be starting. Like, come on, bro. We old or oldish. Like, niggas I be seeing some people past their 30s, 35s, falling asleep in the movie theaters. So now you want us to stay awake even longer? Cut this shit out.
I rebuke the phrase "we old." You might be old.
I said old-ish. Shout out to Kenya Harris.
Well, you might be oldish. I'm still living vivaciously, vicariously.
Hey, give me another V word.
Okay. Virtuously.
There we go. I thought you was gonna say veracity.
No. I honestly don't mind it just because I'm rarely on time. So but I will say it's going to be quite a surprise for you guys, people that aren't up to date with the news and get there right on time and then
what the hell?
Get another 25, 30 minutes of previews. I don't have a problem with previews. I just don't like when showtimes they say one thing, like I say 7:00, and then lights go off, and then we actually see more previews, 5 minutes of previews. If you're giving me the showtime, that's the time that I expect for the show to actually start to play. Now, all these other previews, cinematic previews, theatrical previews, those are still previews. That's not part of the movie. We aren't watching this on HBO Max where they show previews before they actually show the show. This is not that. We're not on the streaming service. We're at the theaters. So I don't frequent the theaters as often as you do. But when I do, I don't mind watching previews. But I don't care to have an additional batch of previews and ads.
Additional 30 minutes. It's like, you know what's crazy though? It's like, we know this is going to piss people off. Put the disclaimer up. Because we can't keep having y'all come to customer service in the theaters. Why hasn't this goddamn movie started yet? Because I can see it.
I need a refund. Give me a refund.
I'm a Gold Star member. AMC. Been here since 1975.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
I do got a couple of the memberships, I go to the movies a lot. I do. It's just one of those things where it's like, hey man, could y'all be less annoying? Like, I'm with you on that. At 7:00, that's when it should start, not 7:00. Now here's an additional 30 minutes of previews. Also, there's not that many goddamn trailers to where you got to have 30 minutes of previews.
I was just about to say that. I didn't know movies is there an influx of movies that are happening? Like, what more do we need to see?
I feel like for previews, honestly, it should be 3 previews at the most. That's I don't know more than 3. You know what they're doing? Because they're making trailers 5
longest ever. Yeah.
They're sitting us through this whole goddamn thing. And it's like, yo, I'm halfway through my popcorn on the first trailer. Cut this out. Like, just get to the point.
Yeah, all of these changes. I love when companies they like to share and post and have these press releases of all these of these new changes. Yeah, go ahead. It doesn't. I'm always like intrigued. Like, oh, I want to see how successful these changes are gonna go, because the real identifiers and really movie makers, change makers, are the audience themselves. So if there's a decline, in traffic, which we've already seen that there's been a decline in traffic in movie theaters, you're going to add more of an inconvenience to people. All right, good luck. Let's see what happens, my man. Let's see if this really pans out in your way, in your direction.
I mean, you already pissed the people off. I already got to spend $50 goddamn dollars on concessions,
right?
And now you want me to sit through 30 more minutes of previews? Yeah, it's just
y'all have fun with that. Let's see.
But also, now that we know this is what it is,
yeah.
This is going to be the test of timing it just right. This is going to be your luck when it's going 30 minutes late, and you're going to walk in, that movie going to have been started already. That's going to catch a lot of niggas up. How much you want to bet is going to happen?
That's why like I said, I am notoriously not on time for movies. So when I get there and there's 30 minutes more of previews, I'm not gonna be upset. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get up and actually go get my snacks, because I never have time to get my snacks.
Boogie's like, I'm used to missing the first 5 minutes of the movie anyways.
Generally speaking, I'm on time, but it might be like right, the real previews are starting to show, or the beginning.
Oh, so that's still on time then. That's still on time.
Yeah.
You know what I like to do? I like to get there kind of early. So right after Melissa Milano goes off,
yeah,
I like to people watch the mofos who be running in there late and then have to take their phone out to find their seat. Yeah. I love watching those. It's like being at the airport. It's like, if you just brought your ass here earlier, you have to do all this.
Yeah. Good luck.
Boogie!
Yes, sir.
Before we get on up out of here, it's time to get to the nothing blunt fact. Know what you guys are saying? It's like, damn, Nate, are you high? Possibly. Or it's like, damn, Nate, why such the gut punch? Sometimes you got to be punched in the gut. So here we go. The nothing blunt fact. Drum roll. Boogie, did you know the happiest couples are the ones that consist of one person who poops every 4 to 6 business days and another person who goes at least 3 to 4 times every single day? Statistics show that. Did you know that?
Wait. That they hoop like basketball?
Poop.
Oh,
Boogie out here like, yeah, check up. Ball is life.
Wait a second. Okay, now that you said poop, say that one more time.
I'm ready to get. Statistics show the happiest couples are the ones that consist of one person who poops every 4 to 6 business days and another one who goes at least 3 to 4 times every single day.
Okay.
Which one are you? Are you the 3 to 6 business days?
I'm the 3 to 6 business days. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I feel like men, for some reason, have like the best digestive system in life. I feel like y'all can take and literally eat everything like a garbage disposal and can release everything out as simple as y'all take it in. And for some reason, women, we're all trying to get our gut aligned, just trying to get gut health in everything. So that's why 3 to 6 business days. I would say every other day, or maybe 2 days or whatever, every 2 days or whatnot. But I think, okay, that makes sense. That's just bodily functions. Yeah.
Boogie be like, God damn, y'all niggas shitting again.
Right. Hey man, really be throwing me off. Like my brothers, I'm talking about everybody. My brothers, we go out to eat. They like, let me go hit the bathroom. My gosh, you just put the fork down. What are you talking about?
Well, okay. First of all, you gotta wait till you get back to the crib, bro.
I know,
like,
but sometimes
there's no public.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta squeeze them cheeks.
I will say there are times that I've experienced where people are like, I cannot hold it. I need to go. I need to go.
You got the most irritable bowels ever. Like it has to be it has to be like DEFCON 4 for me to have to want to go cheek to seat like in public. Like, I just can't.
Who is doing that? I'm so over people. I'm a hoverer. I am a hoverer. I don't care even if they have the paper. I will put the paper over it and still hover.
Okay, so here's why. Okay, we'll go back to the digestion real quick. So here's why. See, I'm one of those ones where sometimes the paper will like just sticks to your butt. It just be like, it's just too much hassle going on.
You're sweating.
Yeah, you sweating. You already, because you're in public. It's just like you sweat, and it's just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Also, I'm one of those ones, I want to like quietly get it done. I don't want you to know I'm in here dropping the deuce in public.
Yes.
So the
That's why you gotta go to the individual stalls. You gotta go to the stalls that have the doors that go all the way up to the ceiling. Like bathrooms need to be bathrooms again.
They do. I feel like every bathroom needs to have the door where it's just they all need that. But most bathrooms don't have that.
No,
so you gotta go
cheap way. Yeah.
You know what you gotta do? Here's what I do, Boogie. I go into the handicap stall. Right? I gotta take my watch off because you gotta be comfortable. I take my shirt off so I can hang up my shirt.
I don't need to hear this.
You gotta hang up your shirt.
You take off your shirt?
Yeah, man, because you don't want the paper and everything. You don't want to wrinkle your shirt either. So you gotta hang your shirt up there. But also, Boogie, here's the clutch part, because everybody got their little satchel, man bag, fanny, whatever. Clorox wipes. You got to keep you a little travel size Clorox so you can wipe the seat down so the seat is fresh, so you ain't got to worry about raw cheek to seat.
I wasn't expecting.
I'm just saying that's the game plan. That way you don't got to worry about the roughing of the paper, sticking to you, or any of that foolishness. That's what I'm saying. But so there's nothing but fact. That is quite interesting. That guys says be like, it's just like, hey, you know what it is? Because y'all do have the Activia for the kombucha to all those things. Maybe there just needs to be some scientific studies onto why y'all gut health is just so bad. I think we should look into that for the next pod. Like, what is going on with women's gut health?
I'm not looking into it. My dietitian is doing this job, so.
It's like, that's what the dietitian for. Episode 177 is in the MFN can. Goodness gracious, I just got an alert that LeBron James opted into a $52.6 million play option. Goodness, God gracious. I think we should give that brother some applause real quick on the going out. Shout out to the day ones. Like, subscribe on your MFN podcast platform. What you got for the people's boogie?
As always, please remember to smash that bell so you can get notified as soon as our content drops, and to always tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell that friend that this is your favorite late night podcast, and you should be listening to it as well.
Look, you said it all. I got nothing else for you, beautiful peoples. You know what it is.
I'm Adrian Brandyberg.
This is your favorite late night podcast. We sometimes shoot good. Late night Adrian. We are up out of here.
Bye, y'all.